I don't care. Just don't trespass.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Your shoulder is fine. You're straight.
No, it's not. You're hurting me.
Leave her alone.
For nearly 3 years, the fight to protect Darwin's Lee Point Wilderness Area has been ramping up. Despite dozens of arrests and fines, these protesters say they'll keep fighting Defence Housing Australia's plan to further develop this coastal land.
Save Lee Point.
What we've seen happen is hundreds of people across Darwin doing everything in their power to protect it.
Lee Point, about 20 kilometres from Darwin CBD, is a bird-watching mecca.
This is part of a savanna woodland biodiversity corridor, and it's home to over 260 species of birds, which is truly incredible because there's only about 900 species of birds in Australia.
Known to Larrakia traditional owners as Binbara, it's an area of cultural significance.
My dad tells stories of how they used to come out here in his school holidays, and back then it was a dirt track to get out to Lee Point, and that our family would spend all day here fishing and hunting.
All these areas around here are important to us. So there's a whole heap of dreaming stories that actually cut across this land here.
Defence Housing Australia, or DHA, a federal government enterprise, plans to clear more of this land for a coastal community. A multi-million-dollar project with about 800 houses, shops, restaurants and a school.
We're going to see over the course of the next 5 years between 100 and 200 additional troops moving to Darwin.
Matt Thistlethwaite was the Assistant Minister for Defence before Sunday's ministerial reshuffle.
This project provides 740 homes. About 211 of those will be for Defence Force families and members, and the rest of the housing will be for the local community.
The Lee Point development has the backing of the Northern Territory and federal governments, but work has been delayed multiple times after protesters intervened. First in 2022, after an elusive endangered bird was observed living here in large numbers.
The Gordian finch itself has become really emblematic of this, struggle, if you like, that's occurring between trying to conserve threatened species, but also having sustainable development.
This shoreline on the edge of Lee Point is a globally significant site for thousands of shorebirds that migrate from Eastern Asia to Australia each year. And this bushland is home to threatened species such as the black-footed tree rat and the northern brush-tailed possum.
They live in the hollows of these trees, and those hollows can take well over 100 years to form in some cases, and some of the trees have been estimated to be over 400 years old at that site. We can't simply keep destroying the homes of wildlife and expect our threatened species to persist.
Last year, Federal Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek acknowledged DHA's original plan for Lee Point would have an unacceptable impact on the Gordian finch and other threatened species, but allowed the project to go ahead with new measures to protect native wildlife.
This is defence land. It's been defence land since World War II. That's the appropriate area to build defence housing into the future and to provide benefits to the local community through the construction of a primary school, a community facility and public open space.
If you have a look at it, it's got that real yellowy tinge in it.
In July last year, the project was paused again after traditional owners requested cultural heritage protection of the site. Minister Plibersek rejected their application and work resumed in March this year. Larrakia woman Melil Mamay was there when the construction crew rolled in.
So when we got here, the bulldozers were already flattening this area, and we were along the fence line screaming at them to stop.
21 protesters were arrested.
Beyond your conscience.
Just 3 days after work recommenced, DHA paused its project again, following allegations from traditional owners and the Environment Centre NT that bulldozers unlawfully cleared land. Kirsty Howie is leading that team.
Defence Housing Australia is an agency of the Commonwealth Government, and we expect them to follow the law.
Documents provided to 730 show the government developer breached NT law when it cleared about 6 hectares of land at Lee Point. The NT government told 730 that DHA had approval to clear Stage 1, but bulldozed the Stage 2 area without 2 key environmental approvals. Satellite images show Defence Housing Australia also cleared this bushland, a potential breach of national environment law.
I'm aware that the NT government has requested that DHA submit further documentation. I'm advised that DHA have submitted those necessary documents and they're currently being assessed.
Defence Housing Australia and Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek both declined our interview requests. The Northern Territory Government and the Federal Environment Department are now separately investigating.
The question is, why are we, as a community, as Australians, permitting a place of exquisite ecological and cultural value to be destroyed?
We're looking to the future to make sure that we're building the housing that will cater for the necessary growth that's going to come.
For now, Darwin's Defence Housing project remains at a standstill.
There's only hope and absolute determination that we will save the rest of the bushland around us.